RC Robbin. Well, you know what this is. This is MLB The Show. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. So, beginning of a 3-game set versus at the New York Mets. The Avengers lineup is as so. Let's get started as soon as possible. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. Let the computer run the bases for me. Difficulty setting is set to All-Star. Obviously, I do play-by-play. This is Avengers Baseball. Thank you for joining me. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball, and that's what you'd have right here. We are approaching the All-Star break. It is game number 88. Not 100% sure. Live from Citi Field, the Hollywood Avengers visit the New York Mets. On the mound for the Mets, Babe Ruth, making his 16th start of the season. His record is 7-5. The 5.25 earned run average of the Babe himself. People think of home runs. He's also a pitcher. Leading off for the Avengers is Anthony Mackie. He plays the new Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 319, 12 homers, 49 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty, Ruth. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. Fouls it off, strike one. Anthony Mackie plays Sam Wilson, recently promoted to the status of captain. If you haven't seen The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, I suggest you see it. Down low, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Mets are 48-39. That record is good enough for the first place in the National League West during this created season. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, 2-1. 76 degrees, partly cloudy here in Queens, New York. Let's go, says the Outlander. Thank you for joining the stream. Always a pleasure to see your name in the chat box, Mr. Outlander. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. And he just gets a piece. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Those of you who are unaware, the Outlander has an awesome streaming channel of his own here on YouTube. I suggest you check it out. So the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Tom Holland, leading the ball club with a 373 batting average. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's a grounder up the middle and through. Diving attempt is unsuccessful. It's a leadoff single for Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. Next up, Tom Holland, 373, 12 homers, 59 runs batted in. 373 leads not only the Avengers, but also the entire National League. He plays plays the amazing Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Curveball, backdoor curveball in there, strike one. Big lead at first base for Mackie. He has a lot of speed. High and tight. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm currently at work, so I will be lurking. Well, lurk away, Mr. Outlander. Home plate umpire Clyde Washington calling balls and strikes. I have no idea if he's a real human being or not. Again, big lead at first. Down and in, gets away. No advance. Interesting. Nice recovery by the catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tom Holland's not the first man to play Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He probably won't be the last. I think he's the best. Slow bouncer up the middle. Over to first. The easy out, 1 away. Mackie moves over second in scoring position with 1 out. Starting lineup for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie's at short. Tom Holland's at second. The catcher is Chris Evans. Designated hitter is Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third. Dave Bautista's in right. Robert Downey Jr. is at first. Idris Elba's in left, and batting ninth and playing center field is Don Cheadle. Next up, Chris Evans, 306, 9 homers, 38 runs batted in. 1 out, runner at second. No score here in the top of the first. And he hits a deep drive towards the right center field gap. Racing over it's off of his glove. The runner at second had to hold. He makes a big turn at third, but will hold. It's second and third. They're giving him an error. So Dante Bichette in right field, they're calling it an E9 as it bounced off of his glove. So 2-base error for the right fielder. 2 runners in scoring position for the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. .329, 19 homers, 72 runs batted in, leading the ball club in both homers and RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Inside fastball, strike one. Two-seam fastball, high strike. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the Hulk. Again, 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 away. Did he check it? According to the first base umpire, yes, he did. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ruffalo. Mackie leads off third. Holland off second. Here's the pitch. And he pulls the curveball down the left field line, but it is out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's a line drive. Oh, it's hanging up there. Tagging at third. Line drive caught by the left fielder. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for the Hulk. His 73rd run batted in on the season. And the MCU takes an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. It hit it right on the nose, but right at the left fielder. Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .346, 12 homers, 44 runs batted in. Holland is at second, 2 down here on the top of the first. Backs him off the plate with the high fastball. Ball 1. Chases a high fastball, pops it up down the first baseline, out of play. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Just gets a piece of that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Holland leads off second. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 lead for the MCU. Runner leads off second. Outside, full count, 3-2. On deck is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista. Here comes a full count pitch from Babe Ruth. Grounder up third base line. It is a fair ball. Rounding third and heading home is Evans. To throw to second is not in time. It's an RBI double. Wakanda forever. It's 18th double of the season for Chadwick Boseman, and the MCU now leads 2-0. Off the bat, I thought that ball would be foul, but it was called a fair ball by the third base umpire. Ricocheted off of the tarp. Quick throw from the left fielder into second, but not in time. Next up is Dave Bautista, .319, 11 homers, 43 runs batted in. And that's a drive headed down the left field corner, and he will make a diving catch to retire the side. Great play by Justin Upton in left. However, 2-run score here in the top of the first. It's the MCU 2. The New York Mets coming to bat. This is Avengers Baseball. On the mound for the Avengers is Tom Hiddleston, also known as Loki in the MCU. He's 10-3 with a 4.47 earned run average. And leading off for the Mets is Brian Roberts, .331, 16 homers, 47 runs batted in. What a play, says the Outlander. What a play indeed. I thought for sure that ball was going to drop in there. First pitch from Hiddleston, foul back, strike 1. I thought for sure it would be off the glove or that he would dive and miss it. Great play. Here comes the pitch from Loki. Oh, he looked like it was going to hit him on the kneecap. He decided to bunt it anyway for the second strike. Bad decision by Roberts. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. High, outside, 1-2. Hollywood Avengers are 58-29. At the start of play, that was good for a 2.5 game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. The Avengers in this created franchise have taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the NL West. Just misses outside. Count is 2-2. Brian Roberts played in the 1990s, early 2000s. He played for a bunch of teams, but I primarily remember him as being a member of the Baltimore Orioles. Made a couple of all-star teams. He's not a Hall of Famer. Pop up down the third base line. Racing over is the shortstop. Cut the check. Anthony Mackie makes the catch for the first out. Starting lineup for the Mets. Brian Roberts is the second. Luis Arias is the DH. Chipper Jones at third. Mike Trout in center. Dante Bichette is in right. The first baseman is Eddie Murray. Justin Upton is in left. Marcus Semien is short. Batting ninth and playing catcher, Reese McGuire. Luis Arias, 329, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. One away, nobody out. Check that, one away, bases empty. In there, strike one, 2-0 lead for the MCU. That's Robert Downey Jr. over there at first, and Idris Elba patrolling left field. Here comes the pitch from Hiddleston. Just gets a piece of the changeup, count 0-2. Grounder, backhanded by Tony Stark at first. He races him to the bag to step on it. Wins that race, there's 2 away. Next up, Hall of Famer Chipper Jones, 285, 24 homers, 69 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Hiddleston. High but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. That one was at the knees. Big strike zone. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Chipper played for the Atlanta Braves for his career. Another 90s player. Out in front, pulls it foul. Count remains 0-2. Grounder up the middle, racing over is Mackie. Good range, off balance throw, in time. Side is retired. Great play by Captain America. Sorry for the spoiler. At the end of 1, it's the Hollywood Avengers 2, the New York Mets, nothing. So we go to the top of the second. Up next is Robert Downey Jr. He's hitting 274 on the season. 10 homers, 44 runs batted in. Left-handed hitter. Steps in there to lead off the top of the second. Outside corner with the breaking ball, strike 1. One of those old school wind-ups. Fastball outside, 94 on the radar gun. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Out in front of the changeup, 1-2. So my plan, after this created franchise season is over, outside count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes, is to purchase the next version of this game, whether I can get my hands on a PS5 or not. So takes the low pitch and golfs it to center. Easy play for Mike Trout for the first out. And then I'm going to recreate this franchise. The defensive alignment for the New York Mets in the outfield from left to right. Gold Glover Justin Upton, Mike Trout, Dante Bichette, and in the infield, Chipper Jones, Marcus Semien, Brian Roberts, Eddie Murray, and Reese McGuire behind home plate. I'm going to recreate the Avengers, retire a few of them, create a new batch of Marvel's Avengers. First pitch to Idris Elba is low, ball 1. He's hitting 273, 6 homers, 34 RBIs. He's now platooning with the Winter Soldier in left field. So, not enough production in the first half of the season. Late on the fastball, fouled it off, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Big fan of Idris Elba, but 6 home runs in the first half is just not enough production from the everyday left fielder. 2-seam outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. He plays Hemdahl in the Thor franchise. And that's a base hit to center field. 1 out single for Hemdahl. And here's the replay.
Batting 9, the center fielder, number 10.
Next up, is Don Cheadle, 313, 9 homers, 45 RBIs. Takes off on the first pitch in there. Low, ball 1. Bounces. Throw down to second is not in time. So it's a single and a stolen base for Idris Elba. Apparently, there's a fire under his ass since he's been relegated to part-time duty. He's got something to prove. So now there's runners in scoring position with 1 out for Don Cheadle. Plays War Machine, James Rhodes. Count as 1 ball and no strikes. Outside corner with the fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he tops the ball down the third baseline, foul. Strike 2. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, runner leads off second, 1 away, 2-0 lead for the MCU. In the dirt, blocked nicely, but he's going to third. Throw to third is not in time. So Idris Elba singles, steals second, advances to third on the wild pitch in the dirt. He has been a one-man show here in this top of the second inning. Reese McGuire throws to third. Kept it in front of him, but not close enough. So now the run can score without the benefit of a hit. It's a 2-2 count. And that may probably happen. Deep drive to right center field. Caught by Mike Trout. Strong throw to the plate is up the line. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Don Cheadle, and the MCU now leads 3-0. And honestly, you have to put that run on the shoulders of Idris Elba. Without his input, none of that would have happened. So Anthony Mackie steps in for his second plate appearance. He had a single in the first inning. 2 outs, bases empty. 3-0. Avengers. Fouls it off, strike 1. For those of you that are interested, every other day I'm working on a Star Trek Online live stream. Just started it. Pop up, short center field. There is Marcus Simeon to retire the side. So, however, the Avengers do score another run on an RBI sacrifice fly. The end of 1.5 here at Citi Field. It's the Avengers 3, the Mets nothing. Star Trek Online. Bottom of the second, Mike Trout. He's hitting .330. In real life, he plays for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. He is a perennial all-star. He will probably be a Hall of Famer someday, provided he does not get injured. Great player. Outside corner, strike 1. So Hiddleston has double-digit wins. He's 10-3 in this fictional franchise. Out in front of the slider, strike 2. Count as no balls and 2 strikes on Trout. If you haven't seen it yet, get yourself a subscription to Disney Plus. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. But get yourself Disney Plus and watch the streaming TV show Loki. It's a lot of fun. Line drive caught by Tom Holland. 1 away. They had him played up the middle. They had Trout played to pull. Placed perfectly. Next up is Dante Bichette, 314, 9 homers, 42 runs batted in. Dante, another all-star from the 1990s, not a Hall of Famer. I think he might have hit maybe between 300 and 400 homers in his career. Out in front of the changeup, strike 1.
1 strike.
Dante made that 2-base error in the first inning. Or was it the second inning? I believe it was the second. That led to a run scoring. Ball bounced out of his glove. Should have caught it. Pokes it foul. Strike 2. Count as quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Dante. Jams him. He stays alive. Checks his swing. Called strike 3, or perhaps the home base umpire felt that he went too far. Did not check his wrist. Here's the replay. He had to have. It wasn't in the strike zone, so I would say that he probably went too far, broke his wrists. First strikeout of the game for Loki. So 2 away, and up steps the first baseman Eddie Murray. 292, 15 homers, 56 RBIs. Switch hitter batting from the left side. He is a Hall of Famer. Fastball low, ball 1. Eddie Murray played for the Baltimore Orioles in the 70s and 80s, a little bit of the 90s. 500 homers, 3,000 hits. And he yanks it. That's the first base hit of the game for the New York Mets. 2-out single for Eddie Murray. And the bottom of the second will continue. Batting leaders in the National League for the entire team. The Avengers lead all of the National League with a .313 team average. Mets are in 3rd place, as you can see. Next up, Justin Upton, 269, 15 homers, 43 RBIs. He's been putting on a clinic out there defensively in left field. Runner at first, 2 away. Fouls it back, strike 1. Swing and a miss. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Chases a slider, strikes him out. Second strikeout of the inning, and the side is retired. 2 innings of baseball played here at Citi Field. The MCU leads 3-0. This is Avengers baseball. Leading off the top of the 3rd is Spider-Man Tom Holland, who grounded out in the 1st. Here comes a pitch from Babe Ruth. Low, ball 1. And he skies it the other way to right. Dante Bichette is there, and there is 1 away. Next up, Chris Evans, who reached on a 2-base error in the 1st, is 0 for 1. One hopper to the shortstop. Simeon throws a little high, but in there in plenty of time. 2 away. Evans is retired. The original Captain America. 2 down, bases empty, top of the 3rd. Mark Ruffalo had a sac fly in the 1st. No official at bat. That was his 73rd run batted in to lead the ball club. Pitch is outside, ball 1. He's got the green bat, he has the green gloves, the green glasses, because in the MCU he plays the Incredible Hulk. Checks the swing, pitches inside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. Outside, count is 3-0. Will he have the green light on 3 balls and no strikes? I highly doubt it, because I am holding the controller and I don't swing on 3-0. Curveball in there. Hitters count 3-1. The handcuffs are now off. And he skies it to shallow right field. Bichette is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ruth. After 2.5, Avengers lead 3-0. So we go to Heidi, our sideline reporter, and as you can see, there's something wrong with her microphone. We can't hear her, so we'll have to get back to you, Heidi. We apologize. So we're going to the bottom of the 3rd. Up steps Marcus Simeon, 262 batting average, 10 homers, 41 runs batted in. Here comes a pitch from Tom. In there, strike 1. I think Marcus Simeon plays for the Oakland A's in real life. I think he's a current modern day major leaguer. Just misses with the slider outside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a line drive. Will he catch it? No, won't. He gets past Idris and rolls all the way to the wall. He's rounding second. He's heading to third. Cutoff man. It's a triple. Lead-off triple for Marcus Semien, his second triple of the season. Elba took a chance with a 3-0 lead. Sinking line drive. Tried for the shoestring catch. And it got past him and went all the way to the wall. By the time they get that ball back in, Semien is standing on third base. So next up is Reese McGuire, 258, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. That runner at third can score without the benefit of a base hit. Fastball inside corner, strike 1, 97 on the radar gun. And that's a deep drive. Nobody's going to get that one. That's a 2-run home run for Reese McGuire, his 6th home run of the season. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Big Apple out there in the bleachers in right field here at City Field. Tradition that they borrowed or stole from Shea Stadium. And the Mets are right back in it. It's the MCU leading 3-2. Here's the replay. It's just too much of the plate. Went down and golfed it. Oof. No chance for Batista in the right. So still nobody out, but bases are now empty here in the bottom of the third. Brian Roberts steps in. He popped out in the first inning. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it off at strike 1. For those of you that might be curious, I always once again like to go to the gameplay and show the hitting difficulty is at All-Star and the pitching difficulty is also at All-Star. Not looking to impress anybody, just going to have a good time. All-Star is somewhere in the middle. Underneath All-Star you have Rookie and Veteran, and then you have All-Star. Fouls it off. Brian Roberts does. Count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And above All-Star, I think you have Legendary and Hall of Fame. Late on the fastball, count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, Hiddleston wanted that pitch. Called a ball, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. He thought that was a strike. So did I. Skies it the other way, deep. Elba back in front of the warning track, makes the catch 1 away. There's the first out here in the top of the third. Standings in the National League West, as you can see, the Avengers are in first place. Hollywood Avengers, 58-29. Dodgers won today, so they're 2 games back. Next up, Luis Arias, grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 1. In there, strike 1. And that's a bloop down the left field line. It is in there for a base hit. He makes a big turn at first, but he will hold. It's a 1-out single for Arias. And that's the tying run. And a troublesome inning for Hiddleston. Chipper Jones, 0 for 1. He grounded out. Low, but called the strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Grounder, backhanded, toss to second for 1, back to first. That is a 6-4-3 double play to retire the side, cut the check. But Reese McGuire makes it a ball game with this, a 2-run home run here. And at the end of 3, it's the Avengers 3, the Mets 2. Leading off the top of the 4th is Black Panther, who had an RBI double in his first at-bat. Chadwick Boseman. Skies it to medium left center field. Justin Upton is there. One pitch, one away.
Now back.
Next up, Dave Bautista, lined out in the first. Dave was a former professional wrestler in the WWE. Chased the inside fastball, tied him up in knots. Count as 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a pretty good likeness. That looks like the Babe. Down and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's a line drive. It is caught. Nice catch by Dante Bichette in right for the second out.
Number 12.
Is the replay. Got good wood, but couldn't get it in the gap. Almost identical to the play that he dropped in the first inning, or second inning. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. flew out in the second. He is 0 for 1. And he chopper to the mound. The Babe throws to first in time. Side is retired. So, 3.5 innings of baseball here at Citi Field. It's the Mets trailing 3-2. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Mike Trout lined out in the second. He is 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch from Loki. In there, strike 1. Grounder to third. From the infield grass, throws to first in time, 1 away. Nice throw by Boseman.
The right fielder, number 10.
Next up, Dante Bichette. He struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1. And that's a deep drive to left, back to the track. He makes the over-the-shoulder catch, runs into the wall, but he is successful. There's 2 away. Nice play by Idris. It's been up and down in the outfield today. Next up is Eddie Murray. Eddie singled in the second inning. He is 1 for 1. 2 outs, bases empty, top, bottom of the fourth. 3-2 ball game. First pitch is in there, strike 1. First game of a 3-game series. Check that, a 4-game series, pardon me. First game of a 4-game series in Queens. Grounder up the middle and through. It's a 2-out single for Eddie Murray, and he is 2 for 2. We are about a week from the All-Star break. I will go to the All-Star menu options to show who made the All-Star game and who didn't. So Justin Upton struck out in his first at-bat. He is 0 for 1. It's a 3-2 lead for the MCU. 2 outs, runner at first. At the knees, strike 1 to Upton. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider. Count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss out in front to retire the side. So after 4 innings of baseball, it's a 1-run lead for the Avengers. They lead 3-2. Top of the 5th. Up steps Idris Elba. Singled
Number 63.
in this ball game. Low ball 1. And he's late on the fastball. Skies it to Dante in right. He has it measured, and there's 1 away. Next up, Don Cheadle. Sacrifice fly in the second inning. No official at bat. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Babe Ruth. Grounder, backhanded by the third baseman. Jump throw from Chipper. In time, gorgeous play for the second out. That's a gold glove play from Chipper Jones at third. They're going to show us a replay of that? They should. That's a shame. The lineup turns over for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie's up for his third plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball inside, ball 1. Anthony Mackie is 9 for his last 19 at the plate. Called a strike on the outside corner. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive caught by Chipper, and the side is retired. 4.5 in the books. Avengers lead 3-2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and we try to go back to Heidi, our sideline reporter, but unfortunately there's something wrong with the microphone. Got to change that 9-volt battery, Heidi. Marcus Simeon had a triple in his first at-bat. Up there for his second plate appearance here in the bottom of the 5th to lead off. Grounder, 1 hopper to the second baseman. Spider-Man throws to first, and there's 1 away. Next up, Reese McGuire. He hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning, his last at-bat, his 6th home run of the season, to give the Mets the 2 runs they have on the scoreboard. And that's a line drive the other way over the head of the third baseman. Big turn at first, but he will hold. It's going to be a 1-out single, and he's 2 for 2. Let's watch the replay. Just goes with the pitch and lines it over the head of Chadwick Boseman down that third base line. Next up, Brian Roberts. Brian's 0 for 2. 3-2 lead for the Avengers. He's going. It's a hit and run. They stay out of the 4-6-3 double play, and they get the second out at first. But the runner advances into scoring position with 2 down. So 2 outs. Up steps Luis Arias. Hey, Mr. Maswardi. Welcome to the stream. It's always a pleasure to see your name in the chat box. You know what this is. This is Avengers baseball. You are always welcome. Fastball low, ball 1. Arias is hitting only $181 with runners in scoring position, so I guess that's advantage Avengers. But not this time. That average will go up as the runner rounds third and heads home. It's an RBI single for Luis Arias, and this ball game is tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the replay. Flat breaking ball, too much of the plate. It just wraps it up the middle for the RBI single. So Chipper Jones steps up, still 2 outs. Runner at first. He's 0 for 2 today. Inside corner, strike 1. Grounder up the middle, easy play for Spider-Man. He throws to first, scooped out of the dirt by Tony Stark. Nice play over there at first. The side is retired. They do score a run, however, and at the end of 5, it's the tie ball game. This is Avengers baseball. We go to the top of the 6th. Spider-Man steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. He leads the National League in batting average with a 371 average. Fouls off the curveball, strike 1. He has 59 runs batted in as we approach the All-Star break. Curveball inside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't forget to like the video. And he's out in front of the breaking ball, pulls it, foul, count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Please like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Here comes the pitch. And it skies it to deep center, but playable from Mike Trout in front of the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 1. Next up, the original Captain America, Chris Evans. He's 0 for 2 today. He has scored a run. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 6th, 3-3 ball game. And he hits this one to deep center. But now on the warning track, Trout makes the catch. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th. The Babe is keeping him in the ballpark. Mark Ruffalo is officially 0 for 1. He has a sacrifice fly today. 73 RBIs on the season to lead the ball club. Fastball high and tight, ball 1. Leads the Avengers in homers with 19. And he jams him. Busy inning for Mike Trout. He retires the side. 1-2-3 inning. After 5.5, still, this ball game is tied at 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Center fielder Mike Trout, after having that half inning of defensive clinic out there in center, steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. Hiddleston is still on ground. And that's deep. Racing back is War Machine to the track, the wall. He makes the catch. What a great defensive play by Don Cheadle in center, tracking it down. Thought for sure that was going to be off the wall. Let's watch this replay for the first out. Covers a lot of real estate and makes the catch just before colliding with the wall. So 1 out, up steps Dante Bichette. 0 for 2, he struck out, flied out. Line drive past the second baseman and into right field. It's a 1 out single for Bichette. And that's the go-ahead run at first. Here's the replay. Really no chance for Tom Holland at second to make that play. Next up, Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, 2 for 2. 2 singles. Down and in, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. The count is no balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off first. In there, 2 quick strikes on Murray. Fouls it back behind plate upstairs. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Grounder into right field. It is a base hit. So 2 straight hits into right field for the Mets will give them the makings of a threat. It's first and second with 1 away. And what we need to do is we need to go to the manager's office and the bullpen. We need to get somebody. Well, let's get Paul Bettany warm and Paul Rudd warm. And let's send the pitching coach out there for a mound visit. Up next is Justin Upton. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. So I'm going to leave Hiddleston in there to pitch to him. He's also got a lot of confidence. So 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. 3-3 ball game here in this first game. 3-game set. Fouls off the fastball, 96 on the radar gun for strike 1. Upton does have 15 homers, so he has to be careful. Line drive, foul ball. Again, another 0-2 count. Justin Upton hitting only 193 with runners in scoring position. But swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game, and there are 2 away. Strikeout number 4 for Hiddleston. There's the replay. He just honestly didn't throw it in the strike zone. He just chased that slider down and away. Next up, Marcus Semien. He had a triple in the first and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Inside fastball, called a strike. Count as no balls and 1 strike. Again, runners lead off first and second. 2 down. Chased a slider. 0-2. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it is a routine fly ball to center field. There is War Machine. He will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on at the end of 6. This is a tie ball game. We are tied at 3. So we go to the top of the 7th. Chadwick Boseman has an RBI double today. He is 1 for 2. The Babe is still on the mound. And he grounds to Simeon at short. Routine play, and there's 1. So after a rocky start, Babe Ruth has settled down and gotten the job done. Up next is Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Fastball outside, ball 1. 2 pitchers warming in the Mets bullpen, Rowan Wick and Tyler Olson. Getting loose. Get loose. Oh, it's right down the first base line. He's going to make the turn at first and head to second. It's going to be a stand-up double for Drax the Destroyer. It's a 1-out double. Batista, number 20 on the season.
Number 12.
Late on the fastball, just got it past Eddie Murphy, right over that first base bag. Really no chance to hold him at first either. And the manager of the New York Mets has seen enough. He's going to the bullpen. He wants the right-hander. So Babe Ruth's given up 3 runs. He's responsible for the runner at second. He cannot win. In relief is Rowan Wick. This is his 31st appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-2 with a 4.55 earned run average. Up next, Robert Downey Jr. 0 for 2. He flew out. He's grounded out. He's got that runner in scoring position. Let's see what happens. Grounder to third. Throws to first. 1 pitch. And the second out is recorded. Couldn't get around on that fastball.
Now batting, number 63.
Next up, Idris Elba, single and a run scored. He is 1 for 2. You're going to need a hit to score that run from second. Not a lot of speed over at second base in Batista. Outside corner with the strike. Count is 0-1. Curveball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Down and in with the breaking ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 outs, runner at second. Tie ball game here in the top of the 7th. Inside with the fastball, 96 on the radar gun. So it's a hitter's count for Idris. 3 balls, 1 strike. Don Cheadle is on deck if he gets the opportunity. And he walked him. Ball 4, so there'll be runners at first and second with 2 away. And Wick will face Don Cheadle, the War Machine. James Rhodes. He had a sacrifice fly. He's 0 for 1 officially. Turns around and now bats from the left side against the righty Rowan Wick. Runners lead off first and second. That's a ground ball. Base hit through the left side. Rounding third and heading home is Elba. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is a 2-out RBI single by Don Cheadle. And the MCU now leads 4-3 here in the top of the 7th inning. Let's see the replay. He just went with it. Hard ground ball between short and third. No chance for Simeon at third to come up with it. Had he been able to stop that ball, maybe he would have been bases loaded. Next up, Anthony Mackie. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. 4-3 lead. And he hits this one deep. It's high and deep. 1 run. Oh, it's over his head. 1 run will score. And it is a ground rule double after it bounces over the fence. So the question is he drove in a run. Will the umpires award him a second RBI? Let's see. Really depends. Nope, they brought him back to third base. He would have scored. So it's runners at second and third with 2 away. Up steps Tom Holland. Fastball high, ball 1. Tommy is 0 for 3 today. The MCU is leading 5-3 here in the top of the 7th. And that ball is high, but not far enough. Justin Upton makes the catch for the final out, but they score twice. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Stretch. Hollywood Avengers lead 5-3. This is Avengers Baseball. Thank you for watching. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Leading off the bottom of the 7th for the New York Mets is Reese McGuire, who did this in the 3rd. A 2-run shot at the time, making the deficit 3-2. It is now 5-3. Here comes the pitch. He's 2 for 2 today. Looked like it was down and in, but called the strike by the home plate umpire. The count is no balls and 1 strike to McGuire. And it is a shallow fly ball to center. In is Cheadle. He makes the catch, 1 away. Next up, leadoff man Brian Roberts is 0 for 3. He has 16 homers and 47 RBIs on the season. That's good production for a leadoff man. And he yanks it to right, back in front of the track. Drax makes the catch, 2 away. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Next up, Luis Arias, who's 2 for 3 today. He's 2 singles and an RBI. Has that average up to 333 on the season. Comes the pitch from Loki. Inside corner with the slider, strike 1. I have a feeling this is going to be Loki's last batter, no matter what happens. And that is a bloop base hit down the left field line. And it is in there. He makes a big turn at first. He will hold. Strong throw from Hemdahl in left. And it's a 2-out single, and the tying run will come to the plate for the Mets. 6 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 3 earned runs. He's in a winning spot right now, but that's certainly not the ratio you want. And stepping up to the plate is a man with a lot of power, Chipper Jones. He's 0 for 3 today, but he can tie this ball game with 1 swing of the bat. And I am going to go to the manager's office and the bullpen, and I'm going to bring in Ant-Man and see if Ant-Man can grow to the occasion. Rise to the occasion, put him in the game. I don't know. I'm trying to make a pun, it's not working. Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. He's pitching in his 26th game of the schedule of the season. He's 1-0 with a 4.08 earned run average. His job is to get Chipper Jones and preserve the lead for Loki. Hard ground ball in the first pitch. Like a vacuum cleaner, Tony Stark makes the play to retire the side. Lead preserved at the end of 7. The Avengers have a 2-run lead. It's 5-3. Whew. Before Chris Evans will step up here in the top of the 8th, we're going to go to the bullpen. And we're going to warm up Jeremy Renner, because Jeremy Renner is the closer. Good to have him just throwing in the bullpen in case we need to bring him in. Breaking ball, low. Attendance 37,941 here at Citi Field, Queens, New York. And he yanks it, but it's off the end of the bat. Will it find its way in there? No. On the warning track, Dante Bichette in right center field makes the catch for out number 1. Looked like he might have had all of it, but hit it off the end of the bat. Next up, Mark Ruffalo. He has a sac fly today, but he's 0 for 2. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 8th, 5-3 lead for the MCU. Chases a fastball high, fouls it back, strike 1. Ties him up in knots with the inside fastball, 98 on the radar gun. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ruffalo has 19 homers and 73 runs batted in. Inside again, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rowan Wick out there for his second inning of relief work. And he skies it to right. Routine play for Dante. 2 away.
Now batting.
Next up, Chadwick Boseman, 1 for 3. He has that RBI double, hitting .346 on the season. 2 outs, bases empty. Fastball is low, checks his swing, ball 1. We lost Chadwick to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. May he live forever in Avengers baseball. Checks his swing. Curveball's in there. Strike 1, count as 1 ball and 1 strike to T'Challa. And he jams him. Went after the high pitch, skied it the other way to right. Busy day for Dante Bichette. He retires the side. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mike Trout leads off. Mets trailing 5-3. Mike Trout steps up to the plate. 0 for 3 today. And he slaps it the other way down the right field line, and it will find its way into the right field corner. Picking it up is Drax the Destroyer. It's going to be a stand-up double for Mike Trout. He is in scoring position, his 20th double of the season, and the tying run will come to the plate for the New York Mets here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next up, Dante Bichette. He's 1 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Ant-Man. Late on the fastball, foul, ball, strike 1. Change up outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Warner leads off second. And he pops him up in the infield. Charging is Robert Downey Jr. He makes the catch for the first out. No advance. Trout remains at second base. Next up, Eddie Murray. Eddie is 3 for 3. He's a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty, Paul Rudd. He has been hot today. He's got the average up to 299. 1 swing at the back and tie this ball game. In fact, let's go to the manager and send the pitching coach out there to discuss strategy. Give him a breather. Fastball low, ball 1. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and it looks like the advice was to pitch him carefully. Grounder up the third base line. It is a foul ball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Eddie Murray. Misses high and outside. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike. Justin Upton is on deck. Justin struck out 3 times today. Ball 4, and it was an intentional, unintentional walk for Eddie Murray, who's 3 for 3, just so that they can pitch to Justin Upton, who has struck out 3 times today. Runners at first and second with 1 away. Force at every base. Here comes the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Upton's hitting 190 with runners in scoring position. And he pulls it foul. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike to Upton. When I think of Upton, I think of B.J. Upton, who played for the Tampa Bay Rays. Grounder over to second for 1. Back to first. Out of the dirty scoop to double play. 6-4-3. Cut the check. And the side is retired, and they get out of the jam. We go to the top of the 9th. The MCU still leads 5-3. Mackie to Holland, over to Robert Downey Jr.
Attention, please.
Goose Gossage, Hall of Fame closer, comes in to pitch the top of the ninth for the New York Mets. It almost sounds like sacrilege. Record is 2-1 with a 2.78 earned run average. He has 47 strikeouts in just under 36 innings pitched. He will face Dave Bautista, who's 1 for 3 with a double. We are going to go to the manager's office after they unlock it, after this pitch. Late on the fastball, 98 on the radar gun. Adam Ottavino, the right-hander, and Tyler Olson, left-hander, warming for the Mets. Manager's office, bullpen. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, we're going to schedule to put him in the game for the bottom of the ninth to go for the save. Here comes the pitch from Gossage. Backs him off the plate with the 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Bautista. Chases a slider out in front, misses it 1-2. Nasty breaking ball. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slider in the dirt, checks his swing, count goes full, 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Jams him in on his hands, skies it to shallow right center field. Bichette, who's been busy all day, makes the catch for out number 1. Next up, Robert Downey Jr., 0 for 3. Left-handed hitter against the righty, Rich Gossage. Checks his swing, fastball's outside, ball 1. And he wraps it, but into the glove of Brian Roberts, the second baseman, throws to first in time, 2 away. 2 outs, bases empty, up steps Idris Elba, who has a single, and he's single, he walked, scored twice. Grounder, late, foul ball, up the first base line, strike 1. He's throwing heat. Skies it to right, routine play. He's put out a clinic out there, and the side is retired. So we will go to the bottom of the ninth. Last licks for the New York Mets. They need 2 runs to tie. It's 5-3. Avengers lead. Oh, yeah. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In relief comes the closer, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. This is his 28th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 0-2, but he has 21 saves in 23 save opportunities. 32 strikeouts in 22 innings. He will face Marcus Semien to lead off the top of the ninth with a 2-run lead. Marcus is 1 for 3 with that triple in his first at-bat. Fastball inside, ball 1. Oh, and he pulls it high and deep. That ball is gone. And this is a 1-run contest as the Avengers now lead 5-4 on Semien's 11th homer of the season. Things just got a little tense in the Avengers dugout. Here's the replay. Got all of that. No doubt about it. So, with a 1-run ball game now, Reese McGuire has a homer, a single, 2 RBIs, he's 2 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Hawkeye. And he hits a line drive to left the other way. Easy play for Idris for out number 1. If you're a closer and you get victimized with a leadoff home run, you have to settle down and get through it. Leadoff man Brian Roberts is 0 for 4. Tries to bunt his way on, misses for strike 1. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Roberts. Swing and a miss. 100 miles an hour strikes him out swinging. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the ninth, and the New York Mets are down to their final out of the game. Just too much heat for Brian. He's 0 for 5 today. Representing the final out of the ball game is Luis Arias, who has been hot. He's 3 for 4, 3 singles. His average is up to 336. He will try to keep this game going. It's 5-4 Avengers. Foul ball, strike one. Couldn't get around on the fastball. Up the third baseline. Grounds it. It is a foul ball. Just missed the first base bag. The count is 0-2, and the Mets are down to their final strike of the game. Here's the pitch from Hawkeye. And he pops it up. Could be the last out. Spider-Man makes the catch to retire the side. Ball game over. Avengers win 5-4. They take this first game of a 3-game series at the Mets. Avengers win game number 59 of the season, 59-29. They're now, for the first time, 30 games over 500 for the season. The winning pitcher is Tom Hiddleston, who wins win number 11. His record is now 11-3 as we approach the All-Star break. The losing pitcher is Babe Ruth. The save, number 22, even though he gave up that leadoff home run, Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, gets save number 22 on the season. And the player of the game is the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie. 2 for 4, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. If you're not into baseball, this is not the only thing I do on this channel. There's plenty of other playlists. When you're on your phone and you're at my channel, just scroll down. Scroll down and you'll notice that there's dozens and dozens of playlists, all different types of activities and games. So, the final here at Citi Field in New York, the Hollywood Avengers win 5-4. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great night.